Hey, Jason Harris. It is Dave Gardner from Syracuse, New York. I noticed you also live in New York State, so that's maybe one bonus I got going for me. Anyways, I saw your question here. Whoops, well, let's go back here. I scroll up to the top. I actually scrolled down on the bottom there. Saw your question. You wanted to join another company, give you a good reason, to join you or join me, for example, and post your pitches. I was probably one of the first ones with the whole idea of GotBackup. Just to give you a little bit of background information on that, and then a little bit of information on myself, just so you can get to know me a little bit more of, outside of just being Facebook friends. Basically, this is one of those things that, it kind of makes sense. I've been using external hard drives. I'm a full-time science teacher. I've been building my business part-time for the last few years, and I've always used the GVO and Pure Leverage family of tools. And I've always lugged around my students would think it's an iPod because it's about the same size, but it's a 500 gigabyte external hard drive. And I've had about 3 or 4 of those just in the last few years because the life expectancy of them is not great. I use them back and forth. Either the wires in the connections get messed up or, the encryption inside just kind of has problems. So I'm always kind of screwing around with, potentially losing stuff or maybe not saving stuff, or if I don't bring the bag one day, I don't have it, or if I leave it at school, I don't have it at home. And, there's a big issue with those data files. So of course, that whole idea of online storage, provides itself with a little bit more, more perks in that extent. So, when GotBackup came around, it kind of makes sense to try to make that conversion over to online and cloud storage because I can access it from anywhere in the world. Doesn't matter what computer I'm using, I can download a file if I need it. So, this is the back office of mine, just to show you the different things that are on here. I have MP3s, I have, text files, I have images, text files, PNGs and JPEGs. Those are throughout here as well. There's a JPEG down here. There's a whole zip file, more music, web documents, so on and so forth. Anything that's digital, you're going to be able to save. Right now, I have saved over 209 gigabytes. Mine says 512. It's actually going to be unlimited. I got to ask them about them changing this, but right now they've changed their plans to be all unlimited. Originally, they were going to go 512 gigabytes, but they've decided that most people are using maybe 100 gigabytes on average. I'm not the average person. Being a teacher, being a coach, building a business on the side, I got a lot of stuff on my computer. So now that most people are having, more with music and more with videos, there's a lot of storage that's needed. So that's what makes this, such an appealing thing, not just for people in the IM niche, but people that are all over. So, like I said, I've been with Pure Leverage for a while. It is one of their programs. You can build a downline with GotBackup. You could also build a downline with some of their other tools, but of course the main focus here in their newest opportunity is GotBackup. And they pay on 100% scale on the first month, which is anywhere from $7.99 to $14.99, or even up to 100 plus if someone buys a full year, and then you'd start making 50% commissions on the second year, so on and so forth. And the cool thing is you also make matching bonuses if you are good with building teams. I saw you were a Ingresso Cybernetico, master recruiter on your about page there. So if you do have a team, it's not something that's going to conflict with any other opportunity. You can actually join this one and you could do something else if you saw something that was appealing to you, just because this is something that you would actually use to preserve and keep your files safe. Now, people come and say, okay, well, how's it better than Google Drive? How's it better than, some of those other backups? Number one, they're not going to pay you. And number two, as far as the amount of software or service space, it well exceeds that. Something like Google Drive might only be, 2 or 15 gigabytes, whatever it is. Very, very small amount. Maybe for a high school kid that might work. But when you get into building a business and having families and, having all these photos and pictures and memories you want to preserve and basically have the security for and the insurance for, it's worth that extra, $7-8 a month just to secure that. And, people understand that as well. So I put a little PowerPoint together, just kind of going through this as far as what GotBackup is. It's basically going to save your stuff. It's an opportunity that non-IMers actually need. It takes hardly any skills to use and secure your stuff, because you probably have lost files or photos already. You always want to save your stuff. Even children can set this up in no time, in a few steps. It keeps all your digital content secure. Umpteen times. It's pretty much how many times I've told you it saves your stuff. and it gives you the peace of mind that your files and your stuff are going to be saved. So big thing is you don't want to end up like this guy. So you can go to GotBackupTrial.com right now. You can start saving your stuff. You can become a founding member. Again, it's just, $7.99 a month if you want the basic package. If you have a family package, that's $12.99 a month if you pay those two in advance for a whole year. Otherwise, it's $8.99 for the individual and $14.99 per month if you just do the monthly rate. If you want to be a reseller and earn the 100% commissions, there is a reseller license fee of $20 a month, and that covers, merchant accounts, covers processing fees, things like that, support, setup, tickets, so on and so forth. So, I'm willing and ready to help you out. If you have questions, I am always, not always available, but one of those things is I'm there if you have questions. If you're going to be someone who is going to be proactive and take the necessary steps to, build your business, I'm going to be there to help you out as best I can. I'm not going to be there to, sugarcoat things for you and, hold your hand all the time. I will help you out if you do have questions, if you're unfamiliar with Pure Leverage and GVO and actually getting used to, promoting that, building your list with some of their software tools, because they do have an email autoresponder as well with the Pure Leverage system. But if you have your own system all set up, not a problem. You can use your own, you can promote. I can help you out with that as well. I've been doing online marketing since 2009, so I have quite a bit of experience. I've won, things like trips to Kenya with Russell Brunson. You can go to kenyabelievethis.com if you want to check that out. I had great experience with him, so I've kept in touch with those guys, and I belong to Mike Filsame's mastermind, and I've constantly and continually built my network of people that is, that have helped me out. In changing and building my business online. So I'm always willing to share tips and strategies that I have there. And if you want to work with someone like that and someone that is, willing to put the efforts forth and is unwilling to give up, I'm here for you. I'll never give up on you. So, Jason, if you're looking for something new, feel free to give GotBackup a trial right now. And if you don't like it after 30 days, they'll even give you your money back. So, give it a shot. Save your files now, all right? Let me know if you have any questions. DaveGardner at MagneticSponsors.com or give me a phone call at 315-559-2784. Look forward to talking to you. Thanks.